Okay, Itamikoko, good evening. It is shortly into the dusk, 5:15 or so, on Moon Day, November 16th, 2020. At the beginning of the lunar cycle, that's when the rivers freeze entirely over. And I've got a couple of updates and some unboxing to do. Didn't have any wildlife work today, although I might have if I was willing to get up and run around. One of my updates, probably the most important one, is that I did all of my work from home today. The studio was open, my clients were there, the instructors were there, I was there, but I was there virtually by computer, and the reason for that, so I'm pretty confident that there's no COVID over there, but just to be safe, everybody got tested, and I figured I would wait to go back into my workplace physically until I find out whether or not there are any more COVID positive cases, especially Chelsea herself, but nobody has any symptoms, like I say. So anyway, I operated from home today as best I could, and I got a couple of different calls about wildlife issues. One involved it sounded like a badger had killed a skunk in front of someone's house and then dug in under their steps, built kind of a temporary den, and it was just a bloody mess and stinky mess and stuff, and they wanted to know what to do about it. But it looked by the appearances or the way they described it like the badger would no longer be there. So I didn't bother with that one. There were a couple of skunk calls, and once I gave pricing, I didn't hear back from them. So that's the way that is. Foxy has left us now, of course. Probably saw it the video of the other day. So Foxy has gone north. Haven't heard anything, yet in terms of updates, and I didn't really expect to as yet. But as a result of the public support for my work with Foxy, I ended up with about $100 more than what I needed to recover the medical costs that I spent at the veterinarian's office that I mentioned in my video. A lot of people came out and donated a few bucks. Some donated some considerable, like $150, and really helped me recover that money quickly. But I also have now an extra $100, and I have a couple of new Patreons, which helps, which will mean that there's, $5, $10 more coming in per month from each of those individuals through the Patreon account, which I intend to start directing towards some really specific things, And we're going to start, I think, with a medical kit for wildlife rescue. And so, if any of you watching the channel, well, I know some of you are zookeepers and wildlife people, and if that's the case, please tell me what you think you would absolutely not miss from your wildlife first aid kit. Put it in the comments or whatever, and I'm gonna buy the things that I normally use. Plus, I'm gonna try out some new things that other people recommend. I have an aunt who runs a wildlife rehab center in South Carolina, so I'm going to ask her, and I'll probably get a lot of advice from her, but I'm also, of course, open to hearing, what everybody else has to say. All right, let's get into these boxes. So today's boxes includes one of the chef's plates, which you've seen me open here before. This is a food service. We had subscribed to it a few months back, and for a little bit, and several weeks, and we're loving it. But then things got kind of chaotic in life, where we weren't having enough time to cook the meals or finish the meals, and so we kind of stopped the subscription for a bit. But we really like the subscription, so we've gone back on, and with a 3-meal-a-week plan, hoping that we will utilize all that food properly. I also have here a splurge expenditure, because last week I started doing my Christmas shopping online, And of course, as you're doing your Christmas shopping, you tend to see things that you might want, and so I happened to splurge and buy something that I wanted. Something that I've been considering for a while now. Something that I wanted to play with at the studio. Not necessarily a piece of equipment for the studio, but what I was thinking was an art form that's, you know, really kind of taking hold among younger generations in the community in general, or at least that they celebrate on themselves, is tattooing. A lot of people go and get tattoos, and there are several young ladies in the Fox family who are becoming tattoo artists, and I thought it might be neat for us to have a tattoo kit over at the studio to play with. And particularly I want to play with it, right? So I spent my own money rather than program money and bought a cheap, inexpensive Amazon tattoo pen kit, something like this. I think that's what's in this box. We're going to find out. Of course, all the experts online recommended not buying this because they consider it a waste of money, and you should just spend at least like $300-400, but you know, maybe $500-600 on a good pen that you can start working with professionally right away if you want to. Or as you train, it's not going to be something that is just going to wreck on you and get thrown away. But you know, for like $120 or less, something like that, I got a whole kit here of tattooing, like the ink, the pen, the power supply. All that. It might burn out real quick, but I bet I have $120 worth of fun before that happens. So here we go. The Solong Professional Tattoo Supplies comes in its nice little case here, which is pretty cool. Ooh. Alright, so I'm gonna just kind of show you that before I get into it. So it looks like we got, of course, the power supply here. I'll open that up and see what's in there. Tattoo needle cartridges here, inks here. That feels like it might be the pen itself. We'll get into it. But yeah, power supply. So a nice little kit. Tape, gloves, and a little ink cases, the ink itself. And I think they give you a good chunk of black to play with, eh? Well, not really good, but you know, little better than what they give you for the other colors, eh? So, all right, I'm gonna open. Should I really get it? Yeah, I gotta see at least what the pen looks like. I don't know that I'm gonna particularly play with it tonight or anything. Well, I might, but not on this video. Not in this video, but I would like to see what this pen looks like. Oh yeah, that is what it is, all right. So here's what we got. It's kind of a rotary tool style. Looks like a little lightsaber. Very cool, very cool. I'm looking forward to playing, actually. You know, I want to see what's in a couple of these boxes that aren't labeled, but I don't want to spend too much time on this kit. This is the foot pedal in here, so that solves that mystery. And here, what we got going on? Oh, this looks like the RCA cables and stuff. Yeah, it's an RCA cable in here. And some rubber bands. Quickly going through. I know it's probably boring you right now. Looks like there's some instructions and stuff underneath. And a bunch of needles. You know, obviously you'd need a lot more, but there's, let's see, 10 different needle cartridges, 20 different needle cartridges. So, stuff to play with. I'm probably going to mess around tattooing a little bit of fruit for the next couple of days, and then try something simple on myself, whether recommended or not. In a hidden space that nobody will see unless it comes out awesome, and then, you know, that's the way it is. But yeah, new toys to mess around with. Splurge expenditure. Now, let's get into the Chef's Plate. So Chef's Plate, like I said, is a service that sends you basically recipes and the ingredients you need to make them for meals, dinners in particular. And you sign up for the subscription. They send you a box every week. You get to choose how many meals for the week are going to be in that box. Like I said, we chose 3 now for our weeks, so that we can make sure we can finish them. This is a refrigerated box in a sense. It's very thickly insulated. I'll show you this stuff. Probably seen it before on my videos if you watched, but this insulated stuff. And here are the recipe cards. So, looks like this week we're going to have curry yogurt chicken on a bed of rice, veggie rice pilaf. We're going to have spicy honey garlic meatballs with mashed potatoes and broccoli. And we're going to have English beef cottage pie. So those are our meals this week, which no doubt I will be cooking, because I'm often the cooker of the Chef's Plate. So these all your ingredients that aren't frozen come in these bags that are to go into the refrigerator and be refrigerated. And then underneath that, there are the frozen meats, okay, in a refrigerated pocket down here with a big freeze package. So that is our Chef's Plate for the week. That's my splurgy, fun, artistic tattoo kit that I'm gonna be playing with in the next couple of days. And that is the basic update regarding the COVID situation and what we're trying to do about it here. So there we have it. We'll see what transpires tomorrow. Some of you might not have known that Chelsea's a tattoo artist. That doesn't hurt at all. Dude. We'll see what we end up with.